Hello, this lesson is on how to create a PowerPoint presentation. The next step in creating a PowerPoint presentation is to locate the PowerPoint icon on your toolbar. Now, if it is not there, you go over to the Finder, double click, go to Applications, and then scroll through, find your Microsoft Office folder, double click, and then you should have your PowerPoint presentation icon there, and you can double click. Now, the next thing that comes up is different templates that you could use. We're just going to use the white plain black template. So if you double click on the one that says white, and now we have our presentation ready to start. First, what we are going to do is we are going to click where it says click to add a title. We're going to click here and we're going to put the title of our presentation, and we will just make it demo presentation. And you can click where it says click to add a subtitle. Click there. You could put your name. And that is how to make your title slide. The next step is to add another slide. So you go up here to the toolbar at the top of the screen, click on Insert, and click on New Slide. Now this gives us our next slide, and actually if you want to go ahead and insert a couple of new slides, you can. So let's go ahead and insert 3 new slides. The first slide that we have here is a basic slide. You have a spot at the top for the title and then one large box at the bottom for the text. So for this slide, we'll keep the layout the same. We'll add our title. We'll say the title is going to be slide 1. And then here in the larger box at the bottom, we can add any text we want. I'm a math teacher, so I'm going to say, for my first sentence, 2 negatives make a positive. And I hit enter, and that gives me another bullet. Then I could, say another sentence and say 1 negative and 1 positive make a negative. Then I can hit enter again, and I can get another bullet. Now, you can change anything you want, just like if you were in a Word document. You can change your font. You can change the size of the font. You can make it larger. You can change the font as far as you can make it Arial black. And then you can change the actual box. You can make the box smaller that the text is in or larger just by dragging over on the side here. So that is it for our slide number 1. For the third slide, I want to change the layout of the slide. So let's click on our third slide right over here on the left. Now, the layout as is right now is just the title at the top and the text in one large box at the bottom. You can change that. If you go over here to the left, click on Layout, then you have different choices of how you want your page to look. You see you have the first choice is title slide. The second choice is how our layout looks now. Third choice is kind of if you had 2 headers. The fourth choice is if you wanted to separate something out on your slide, the left and the right hand side. So let's click on that. It says to content, and we can click to add a title, and we'll just make this slide 2. Now I want to make it look a little bit better, so I'm going to select it. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to underline the slide title, and I'm going to make it a bold. Now we can add text on the left and text on the right. So for our text on the left, we can import a picture. To import a picture, you can click right here let's use the left-hand box right here on this bottom one. And if you hold the cursor right over top of each one of these icons, it tells you what they're for. So let's insert a picture. It's this one right here. It says insert picture from file. Click on that. And then a box pops up. You can click wherever you would like to pull the picture from. You should have previously saved the picture to be able to do this. I'm going to use my file right here. It says animated computer student. I click insert. Now, after it's there, you can resize the object by clicking on the bottom left or the bottom right or top left, top right. That kind of pulls it in and out. Now to just make it larger horizontally, you can click on the left or the right buttons here and drag it, or to make it larger or smaller vertically, you can click on the top and the bottom, and that makes it larger or smaller. On the right hand side of our slide, let's put a text, and I'm going to put in student typing on computer for my text. And then I can enter if I want another bullet. Now if I want to make this font larger, I can. We'll make it a little bit larger. And then I can resize my box. I can make it small, the box a little bit smaller. So then if my picture actually extended down below my box, the typing would not interfere. To make a border around some of your text, so let's say if we wanted to put this student typing on computer in a box where you can see the border to kind of make it pop, stand out. If you were presenting this to a crowd, we can. If you go up here to where it says tables, right here, click on it. Now, over here on the right hand side, it says draw borders. You can choose what type of line you want. It can be dotted, solid, and you can choose this 1 point means how thick you want the line. So we'll say I'm going to do mine 2.25. Now, I want to draw my box. So I click on draw, and I've got a little pencil cursor, and I come over here and I start where I want to draw my box. I click, hold down, and then drag my finger so you can kind of see a very light box going around my text. And then I release. And then I've got my box, and I can click off of it, and there is my box around student typing on computer. Next, say we wanted to delete a slide. So I figured out that I did not need this last slide here that is blank. So over here on the left hand side, you can click on it, and it's highlighted in orange, and then I can right click and I can click on delete slide, or if I didn't want to do it that way, I could just simply click on it so it's highlighted, hit the delete button on my keyboard, and that deletes the slide. Next, if I wanted this slide number 2, I wanted that to be the first slide after my title slide, I can. I just simply click on this slide number 2 here on the left, so it's outlined in orange, and then I click and I hold and I just drag it up, and see how it moves into place after the title slide. Now, if you did not want to leave your presentation as blank white, so you wanted a little bit of pop of color depending on what your presentation is about and who your audience is, you want to change your themes. You can click right here in the left underneath the little printer icon. It says themes. Now, underneath that we have a lot of themes to choose from. And you can click over here on the arrow, look at the themes, see which one you would like to choose. I like this one in blue, and I can just double click, and there it is. And that's my title slide. Then I can click over here on the left. I can see what my second slide is going to look like, and then my third slide. Now, depending on the themes, you might have to change around where some of your stuff is. So if we look at our third slide here, I click in where my text is, I want to move that box down by simply just dragging that box down. And then see, I can see my title. See, depending on the theme, it changes some of your title and your text around. Now I want to click on my second slide because I do not see my title anymore. So I can click on my box here where I have student typing on computer and just drag it down. And what we had to do is we had to drag the box that we drew and the actual text down separately. Now, I might need to move my picture to find my title, and there it is. So I can drag that up, my picture up a little bit, and you can also move your title. I can click where my title is, and then that creates a box. I can make that box smaller or larger. I can completely move it up when you see the four arrows with your cursor. That's when you can actually move the title up or down. Lastly, you do want to preview your slideshow. So to preview your slideshow, you have some icons here at the bottom left. If you hold your cursor, the leftmost icon says normal view. That's the view we are looking at right now. The next one is a sorter view. If you click that, it just shows all your slides in order. You can kind of look at them all right at one time. Then the next button is the slideshow button. If you click that, that takes you into your slideshow. Now, then you can use your arrows on your keyboard to go to the left and to the right, and whatever slide you are on with your cursor, when you hit that slideshow button, it takes you immediately to that slide, because you see how we have slide number 2 outlined. We were on that slide, so when we hit the slideshow button, it immediately started in slideshow number 2. And then after you're in the slideshow, you're previewing it, you can hit the left and the right arrow on your keyboard to move through the slides. Now that was just a little bit of how to make a PowerPoint presentation. That gives you some of the basics, but if you create slides, play around with it, and always use the help bar at the top, you will be sure to be able to create a great presentation. Thank you.